Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 43 and 44-year-olds from Anjou and Drummondville, Quebec, Canada. One's a fourth rounder to the Washington Capitals. Their hockey journeys have taken them to Canada, the USA, Austria, Russia, Germany, and France. One of them mixed in 26 show games in net for the Capitals. And in 94-95 had the best save percentage in the Q. And just became a champion of the Q as a coach. 98, he was a Kelly Cup champion and playoff MVP. 2 times best goals against in the Ebel. And is a Deutsche Pokal champion with yours truly. And the other is the Shed's first Olympic gold medalist and is a world champion with Team Canada. Welcome to the Shed, hockey's super couple, Isabelle Chartrand and Sebastien Charpentier.
Cheers, Waldo. Great intro.
Yes, welcome. Thanks for coming. It's been, I guess, since 2012.
12, 13, yeah.
I think, 11, 12.
11, 12, yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Years off. You're taking years off for a career, man.
Really? No, it's 11,
right.
12.
It's 11, 12. You're right.
I'm right. Okay. So that was with the Bietigheim Steelers. You were like Mario Lemieux coming out of retirement.
Exactly, but a little slower, fatter, and not as efficient.
I guess you're also injury prone. We both were. Guess we weren't taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really.
Isabelle, how are you doing? It's been forever.
I'm very good, thanks.
So where are you guys now?
We're in Drummondville. We came back after beating Heim. Actually, we came back. We kept the house, for a long time in Drummondville. So we started coaching, Isabelle teaching, came back home and traveled a little bit last few years, but it's always been our
home base.
Our home base was Drummondville.
And Isabelle, you were into teaching?
Yes, I'm an English teacher now.
Nice. At a French school, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I always I always tell people about you guys, Sharpie, because your Russia stories. I remember some of them. Yeah. But also when your girls came over to Germany, they were, I think, 3 and 5 or 4 and 6.
Yeah, 4, 5. Rosie was 5. She turned 5 when we were in Germany, and Maddie 2.5. 2.
Well, and after just a couple months, their German was like as good as mine, and I'd been there for 6 years.
I know. Same for us.
It's embarrassing when the kids pick it up and they're 2 years old.
Yeah.
Oh man, and so I get into how we know each other. We were neighbors in Bietigheim too. We spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, we did. Like we mentioned earlier, we were taking care of ourselves. Yeah.
I think it was Wednesday nights, right? Mittwoch Abend was our night to usually lay into one.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you even took out my Woody, right? Uncle Wood Tits. You even took Woody out on the town when he came to Germany for a visit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was just in town to visit me, and he always talks about Sharpie too still. Well, because I never went out that night. You took him out, right? I wasn't even there.
Hey, some memorable nights or
that one.
And
the Pokal championship was at that same little bar, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm trying? I asked Isabelle. We talked about the Pokal because, like you mentioned in the intro, that we won the Q last year, championship in the Q. As a coach now, but I was looking for those Pokal picture with the huge glass of beer on the ice.
The big booth.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't even find any of those.
I just, that whole year, other than you and a few of the players, I kind of just erased that year. I didn't play in the final game, the Pokal. That was when I had my hernia surgery, and I watched you guys win. But then, do you remember what happened after the game? Dougie, remember what he did?
He doesn't remember.
Yeah.
No. Dougie pissed in Tepper skates.
Oh,
It's okay. Dougie told it on his podcast out here. It's out there.
oh yeah, he did. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's recorded. And that was,
Yeah.
Recorded.
Yeah, he filled up the whole skate right to the brim, eh?
That's awesome. That's funny.
Wow.
That guy was a terrible teammate though, eh? That Tepper, remember it?
Oh.
Anywho, okay, other way we knew each other was after practices in Beatingheim. Whether or not my dog Beckham would be at practice or not, we'd go play mini golf to see who paid for lunch.
Who paid for that Chinese place there?
Or or their donor kebab.
Oh, yeah.
Those were fun days though, eh? When all you have to do is go to practice and then go play mini golf to see who pays for lunch.
And you know what? Before we got on the air with you, I was thinking like how much work it is to coach now.
Mm.
So much fun just to play.
It's so much easier.
Oh
eh?
my God. Now I feel like it's like you prepare for a game for like, it's just never ending work.
Well, I guess why don't we get into that? Okay. So Isabelle, you're a
Yes.
teacher now, and I'm wearing what are
Yes.
you doing now? So you're in Drummondville and you're a teacher.
Yep.
And what grade are the girls in now?
The girls, Rosie is in high school, so it's
Really?
She's
grade
like
for
grade 10?
Ontario is grade
Yeah.
10, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Team. And Maddie's in grade 6. She's going to high school next year.
You go to high school in grade 7?
11.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 11.
It's crazy how time
It's
goes, eh?
crazy.
Yeah.
They're getting big.
I know. Well, like my kids weren't even born. You've never even met them.
No, actually. No.
They just went to bed and
We
like
have to meet up.
right. Well, Colby's 9 now, right? Lisa would have been
Wow.
pregnant with him when we were together
Mm,
because we had him the next year in Hellbron.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, it's strange where the time goes. Okay. So other ways, I guess, then Charpie. So, what's your role as a coach? You're coaching Drummondville or Victoriaville? I thought.
Victoriaville, yeah.
Where's that? Is that close?
It's no, it's about 60 Ks just from Drummondville. So I drive about 50 to an hour depending on the weather every day. But it's
And what's your role as a coach?
I'm the associate and goalie coach. So I do a lot of things. I run the PP now. That's strange. They could sound as a goalie, but
No, you guys are always watching the power plays as a
I see
goalie,
a
right?
lot of offense, and I run the PP, and I take care of all the forwards and the goalies. So it's,
What's left for the head coach?
he doesn't do shit. You know, fucking head coach.
Yeah, so
Actually, I have a really good head coach. He's, we're good partners. We share everything. He's
when he zigs, you zag.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could see you being a good coach. I always enjoyed when I could talk hockey with guys that like got where I was coming from, and when we would sit up and take care of ourselves, I thought we had very intelligent hockey conversations.
Yeah.
But seriously,
We just couldn't match the speed of the youngsters. Eh?
yeah.
You see how mature I got?
You seem mature now. So I saw research team saw you guys went to France though to do some coaching.
Yep.
Did the whole family go
Yeah, the whole family. It was a family thing because
for one season?
yeah, we were supposed to be there for a little longer than that, but the pandemics
Yeah.
was really hard there. And so we came back, but we were planning on staying for a couple years because the girls, they always, listen to stories than when we were in Europe, but they don't remember much.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, everything sounds cool when we tell stories, obviously, but so they were really part of the decision to go.
They wanted to go for the
They
experience.
were
eh?
really
Yeah,
excited
exactly.
to go. Yeah.
Were they as excited like a month in?
Oh, not when they got in school there. Oh no.
It would be an experience for them at that age to go.
It
Yeah,
went
yeah.
well. It went well in school anyways, but Yeah. It was different.
Okay. Well, we haven't had a love story in a while. So Isabelle, where did you two crazy kids meet?
Oh boy. We actually met at the rink because we're both working at the same hockey school.
Never would have guessed you guys met
Sharpie
at the
was
rink.
Hey, we went to a bar later on, but
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, let me tell the story first.
I know how
and
you
then I'll
operate,
tell you
Sharpie.
We went to the bar.
You invited her for lunch and crushed 6
Yeah.
beers.
would you like a coffee? No, let's go for a beer.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, hockey school. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Anyways, we met at the hockey school. So
Yeah. And then you saw him get down in the butterfly, and you're like, "Holy moly, look at that!"
well, no, actually, I was on the ice and he was walking in the stands, and I was standing beside one of my teammates from Team Canada, and I said, I saw him first. I called the shot on him.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So
So,
that's how,
did
I
you
got it.
did you approach him then?
No, he invited me for beer.
I do know how you operate.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
The funny thing is it was all like team Canada, all girls coaching. And so it was in my hometown. It was here in Drummondville. So we were skating, all the pro guys, we were skating after the hockey school, just fake getting in shape, for camp. And
Yeah.
and then we invite all the girls, so we all played, a little game. But they're all prepped up to go out and have beer, so it smelled perfume all over the ice, and we were like, "What the hell's going on?"
Oh.
So we, so
Perfume,
we got.
Would the
yeah.
girls wear perfume playing hockey?
Yeah, we get ready for the game.
Look good, feel good, play good, right?
There you go. So
Yeah.
I felt good and I smelled good.
Yeah. I could just see you were a D-man. You're probably wheeling behind the net with the puck, and Sharpie just caught a whiff of the perfume, and that was that, eh?
And
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God.
Gotta have it.
It was half the battle.
So we've been going on 20 years now.
Yeah.
And I guess 20 years, that is how this started. I saw your post about 20 years ago. You were a gold medalist.
Yep, there you go.
20 years ago. Is that
20
weird?
years, not getting any younger.
But wow, gold medalist in my shed, folks. Can you believe that shit? Right? Crazy. Okay. So Isabelle, growing up in Anjou. Where's Anjou?
It's in Montreal. It's the east part of Montreal.
Okay, so it's a big city.
Yep.
So how'd you get into hockey?
Well, actually, I started playing ringette first because my dad didn't want me to play hockey because
My sister
women's
played
hockey.
ringette. My sister played ringette, and they didn't have enough players one year, so did I.
But there was no women's hockey, so my dad didn't want me to play. He was afraid I was going to get hurt with the boys. So I started ringette, and then after a couple of years, he agreed to let me play.
So you wanted to play with the boys and play hockey?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
So then were you like playing a lot of road hockey and like stick handling and stuff? Or because I know my sister was into ringette. She never really picked up hockey sticks and like stick handled and shot, right? But if she would have, I think she would have been a heck of a player.
Well, one of my brother was playing hockey, and I wanted to play so bad. I was playing street hockey. I was playing hockey at the outside rink. Anything about hockey, I wanted to do. So
Yeah, that's how we all are. I know. Okay, so then that's mainly French there then?
yep,
Yeah, and Drummondville as well?
yeah, mostly
Yeah.
French. Not a whole lot of English.
No,
No,
I'd stick out around there.
yeah,
A little bit.
probably.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
not just about the English. You'll stick out anyways.
so then how long did you play with boys until you go to play with girls? Like, how does that work back then?
Well, I played with boys until I was 17 years old, but I was playing double A, and it was body checking, so it was hard on the body. Pretty big. I'm not a big girl, eh? So it was
So,
for
did you
injuries,
ever
so,
get like laid out by a guy where like a guy laid
many
you out?
times,
Really, eh?
Yeah, they knew I was a girl, so they were going for me and hitting me harder, I think.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
I know.
Yeah, well, they were.
Huh, different times back then, maybe, eh?
Yeah, and one time I was playing against
The boys don't even hit each other now. So,
No, exactly.
really?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. So then what's Laval La Mistral? What's that? Is that a girls' league? That was the research team found that team.
yeah, the Mistral, it was well, they were trying to get like well, not a professional women's hockey league, but it was kind of the start of it.
So you could be any age, just the best girls you could get together type thing.
Yeah, it was a new team. They only lasted 3 years, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, there was not enough girls to keep going. So
The girls' game is growing a lot though nowadays in the last couple of
Yep.
years, right? Since they were in the like NHL All-Star game and that girl skated really fast, right?
yeah, oh, really fast, yeah.
Yeah, they've made a lot of strides though. It'd be cool if girls like made a living as a pro hockey player, right?
Yeah, they're trying to get a woman like a professional women's hockey league. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Did you hear about the Pittsburgh thing there? The girls, they're redoing the gold medal game in Pittsburgh at the Penguins Arena, full house. They're getting the women's hockey really going there.
What are they doing
They're replaying the gold medal
on the screen or
US in
something?
Canada
Okay.
in the Penguins rink in Pittsburgh, and
Oh,
the
wow.
organization's taking care of everything.
Really? That's nice.
Yeah.
No, it's great when they start getting support from the NHL and stuff, right? Okay, so you grew up in Drummondville, Sharpie.
Yep.
How'd you get into hockey?
I have one uncle that plays the game, and I went to see him once, and I was pretty, I was hooked to it right away. But the thing is, we're the only two hockey player in the family, and we don't have much age difference. He's the younger brother of my dad, so he would just put me in net. So I became a goalie without any choice. And
who's kidding who? Goalies are goalies.
yeah, I guess he was right. I don't know.
That's actually in our town here. I go out and help with Zoe's hockey, and they let the older siblings come on the ice, and for fun, Colby's been putting on the goalie gear every Wednesday. Yeah, so the little kids shoot on him for fun. Yeah. And by the way, I'm also a coach. Shout out to my under 11 team. We went to 3-0 in the playoffs. Yep.
Outstanding.
Good job.
Yep. So we got 3 more games coming up this week. Biggest week of the season, boys. Get your sleep.
Congrats to the.
Yeah. Well,
congrats
no, not congrats yet, man. We're right in the middle of it. We're right in the middle of it. Yeah.
Right.
Haven't done shit yet, boys. Get your sleep.
All right, break a leg then.
Okay. Anyway, so Drummondville, where's that one?
What's
It's center of Quebec. It's really how it's called. The region. It's really center of Quebec.
Okay.
We're an hour from Montreal. We're an hour from Quebec City.
We're really halfway in between.
I'm pretty sure back when when we saw each other all the time and we were like brothers, I'm pretty sure we were planning a trip to come see you guys, right?
Yeah. You guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It never did happen.
No.
The offer still stands.
Yeah.
Well, we should see each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll have a babysitter for your kids. So
Yeah.
That's right. They're old enough for that now, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember your sleeping patterns that year, Sharpie. Sons of Anarchy really got caught up with this.
Yeah.
But speaking about taking care of ourselves as pro athletes, I think you were staying up to like 4 a.m. because you were hooked.
Yeah, but I had some really good naps in the afternoon.
Solid naps. Yeah. Okay. So you went from growing up in Drummondville to, I guess the place is Laval Titan College Francais. So you went to a school to play in the Q?
No, that was that's where we didn't have any billets, so we stayed in the dorms at the college there. So
At what age
16, 17,
were you taking care of yourself then?
yeah, that's where it all started though.
Yeah.
It could have turned really bad.
Yeah. But then you learned about the salads and the protein shakes and all the stuff I learned about.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
But actually, at 17 years old, I was like VIP in the bars in Montreal, because Laval is just outside Montreal. So the college is right downtown Montreal. So that's where I lived for 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah, we were having lunch, dinner, and late night drinks at the same spot sometimes.
you had a honey hole, as they would call it. You went to
Yeah.
the same spot a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Hockey is different back though. Like when you started pro, even when I started pro for a year or two, it was different, right? Like after practice, you went for beers, right?
Yeah, like you couldn't be it couldn't be the furthest thing right now, because I coach these kids in the queue and I'm like, what do you guys do for fun? Like seriously, like
Play video games, right?
like they weigh their food, they like they're fucking so disciplined and serious, and I'm like,
But isn't that the coaches doing that to them?
no,
Or they do that to
Not
themselves?
him.
we're trying to balance things out a little bit.
Right. Well, the kids do need to have fun. And
Yeah.
speaking to people in my shed, is the people who are enjoying life and having the most fun usually win the most.
Yeah. But
So well, how does it go as a coach in the queue? Because they're just young little punks. When you win it, do you get to floor it?
yeah, we did, but I went a little overboard.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
what
we-
I do too. So yeah.
We got in trouble a little bit after
Is
the
that right? A little bit too much, a little too far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Champions are champions, and champ for life, man.
That's what I thought. I know when I was a Deutsche Meister in Bietigheim, I took no prisoners that day. I may have embarrassed myself just a little bit, but you know what? You live and you learn, right?
Exactly.
And champions are champions.
Still standing today, you know?
Okay, so Isabelle, I saw you were a St. Lawrence skating saint.
Yes.
How did you go to St. Lawrence?
Well, after I stopped playing with the boys, I went to play women's hockey in Cégep in Montreal. And with that team, we went to play a tournament in the United States, and one university saw me play and they offered me a full scholarship. But the only problem is that I didn't speak English at the time. So
That could
it
be
was
an
just
issue.
a tiny problem there.
Navigating Lieutenant Bayfield Brewing Company. That's a bit of an issue. I actually know another guy that had a full scholarship that I played with in Germany in Bietigheim was Stefan Robitaille. He went to a school and didn't know any English either on a full ride.
Yeah.
That'd be a tough go, eh?
It was tough. My first couple classes. Well, my best class was math, so I was analyzing what the teacher was doing on the board, and I was like, "Oh, I think I get it." So
I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine trying to do university in a different language. English was tough enough, you know?
Well, it's easier than French, I would say. Anyways.
You wouldn't know any of the guys that were on the men's team back when you were there, would you? Because I know a bunch of guys that went to St. Lawrence.
Well, maybe I remember a couple names, but
Would you remember a Brandon Dietrich? Would he have been on the team?
Dietrich, the name rings a bell, but
He signed early after 2 years and went to the Rangers or something on a signing bonus. But he was the guy that got me to Germany. Just fun fact.
Well, I
fun
only
fact.
played 1 year in St. Lawrence because I moved to Calgary to train for the Olympics afterwards.
So that's what happened. So then you go there for 1 year. Did you pass all your classes in English?
No, I didn't pass all my classes.
Yeah.
So
But hey,
that's not bad.
Well, it's not bad if you don't even know the language.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
And
So
now I'm an English teacher, so it's not so bad.
no. So you leave school and leave your scholarship to go for the Olympics.
Yep.
So did you know you were on the team? Or did you have to try out?
Olympics? No,
Yeah.
it was training camp. And there was training camp, and they announced the Olympic team a little bit after Christmas.
So you guys go there for how long of a training camp?
We move from August to right to the Olympics. So
Really? So it's just full go. You're a full-time hockey player getting ready for the
yeah,
Olympics.
training 7 days a week basically, and it's either
And you get paid much?
They don't pay a thing.
So like you just get per diem for your meals then or something, or?
Yeah, they offer you a little something. Well, the government is supposed to pay athletes by the ranking they get, but it's not. It's not enough to
No.
to pay for your apartment. So
And that's to be an Olympic athlete.
yeah,
That's crazy.
we
eh?
love it.
Well, yeah, you have to, right? So then how many girls would have got cut from training camp?
We started 35 players and they kept 22.
Whew, that would have been stressful, eh?
Yeah, because I was living with a defenseman I was competing against, and she didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was hard, but we still are good friends now, and
Yeah.
doesn't hold it against me.
Right. Wow. And they had to cut somebody,
Just-
right?
Just watch your drink when you're with her.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Okay, so then let's get into this. Let's dive into the Olympics here. Okay. So you make the team, and then is there any like pre-tournament games? Like, did you go anywhere before Salt Lake or no?
Well, when we were in training camp from August to February, we played 9 games against the US.
9 games
lost
against the
9
US.
games against them.
You lost every one?
Yes, every one of them, and we didn't do well. In
It wasn't that close.
So, but when we got to the final game, it's like everybody knew we were gonna win that game in the locker room. Like nobody was nervous, everybody was prepared and relaxed.
You could just feel it.
Yep. So yeah,
What was the score of the
for the
final
best for
game?
us.
What was the
What's
score?
that?
What was the score of the final game?
3-2.
I would have watched you play. I know I would have. I'm trying to think. I remember where I was watching the men's finals. So would you have watched the men's finals and like all the other sports while you're there?
Yeah, I watched the men's final. We were there when they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard at the Olympics there's a lot of intersport breeding going on in the Olympic Village.
I heard that too, but
I heard from like different countries, different sports. I heard it's a real breeding ground.
well, it's a little crazy after the closing ceremonies.
Right. Everybody's got to let their hair down. It's all over, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a full house party.
So what do people like? I've never won a gold medal in the Olympics. So what do you do when you win a gold medal in the Olympics that night? Is it like winning a Pokal championship and beating Heim?
We didn't have that big glass to drink.
Yeah, nobody pissed in one of your teammates' skates.
No, it didn't happen.
No, but seriously, so what do you guys do after? What happens? Just hit the town or what? Or just party in the locker room for a while?
Well, obviously we partied for a couple of days before the closing ceremonies. I slept with my medals pretty much
All the time.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just party, and sometimes you look at pictures like, don't remember that.
Yeah.
So,
I've been sent pictures like that too.
yeah.
She's not mentioning some of the after gold winning. No,
I'm afraid of what he's gonna
no.
say.
These girls got to get on stage with Tragically Hip.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Oh, middle of a fucking show, like serious.
I'm shaking the
I would have
melon.
loved that. I would love it.
The basis
You were out there with the bassist with Tragically Hip. Where was that show?
at the Olympics. Tragically Hip came to give a show for the Canadian team.
Really?
Yeah, because we just won the gold medal, and one of the girls on our team, she knew one of the guy on Tragically Hip. I don't know how. So we got on the stage.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Okay.
That's living, eh? That's
Not
living.
bad. Not bad.
Ah.
That's pretty
Where was Tragically Hip when we won the Pokal?
cool.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, that little bar we hit in Bietigheim where nobody would find us, right? Like, there's only like what 6 to 8 of us that went to that little hole in the wall bar that night. Remember, Dougie and
yeah.
good times. Good times.
Fans.
Good time.
Oh, Fenton. Yeah, Fenton's dodging the shed, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like an NHL scout now or whatever. So he whatever can't come on.
No.
Come on.
What a joke, you know? Okay, so who was the best dancer on the Olympic team?
The best dancer?
I know the best dancers of all the hockey teams I played on.
Well, that's a tough one. What's in the locker room stays in the locker room.
Oh,
You know that one?
No, not in the shed. Though. Not in the shed.
no, you're allowed to talk about anything.
No.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it wasn't me. So I would
Okay.
Campbell or
Cassie Campbell.
Oh yeah.
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 For some
She
reason,
did.
my little under 11 guys think it's funny to twerk in the room.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what they do after they win. They twerk.
Okay.
Yeah, different.
You
Different.
twerk with them?
No.
Oh.
I did a
bad.
little dance after our big win last week, though. I did give them a little dance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's not
Can
like
we
when
see?
it's not like when I played Charpie. I was clothed.
Oh, see?
It's not like it used to be. Okay. Olympic talk. So there were some legends on that team, though, eh? Haley Wickenheiser.
Yep.
And then the goalies were Kim St. Pierre and Sammy Joe Small. They were on the team like
Yep.
forever, right?
Yep. Exactly. Kim St. Pierre just got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's pretty good.
She's honestly, she's the best goalie I've played with, and like she's an awesome person.
Hey,
got everything.
Sharpie sitting right beside you.
Well, woman's goalie.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna say he can hear you.
I know.
But that didn't Haley Wickenheiser play like men's pro somewhere in Europe?
Yeah, in
Yeah, in
Finland.
Finland.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The women, when I was first introduced to women's hockey, was the World Championships were in Kitchener, Ontario. Would have been a little bit before that. It was when I was a little guy. And we got tickets to the tournament. I went to like every game and I absolutely loved it. And a lot of those girls were on that team for Canada. Wickenheiser and then Cassie Campbell and like that Geraldine Heaney.
Geraldine Heaney.
Yeah, but I was hooked. Like it was great hockey, and then you see the countries playing each other. I had never been to a tournament like that before. I don't know what age I was, but it was really cool. You know. So that was your first time making Team Canada? Was the Olympics?
No, my first tournament. It was in '96. I was 16 years old. It was a Three Nations Cup in Ottawa.
Really? So you played for Team Canada when you're 16?
Yep, my first tournament. Yeah.
That's when you're still playing with the boys.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. So no other stories from afterwards other than the Tragically Hip on stage. Anything else? What other press? Did you have to do like a tour? Did you have to get on any more press? Did you get invited to a lot of sheds?
Well, when we got home, like a lot of companies wanted us to go, to meet their employees and, talk like pep talk.
They give you a little
Whatever,
payday
but-
for that? Give you a little payday for that?
Yeah, for that, yes. So you say yes to everything?
Because you haven't been paid and you haven't paid in half a year, so it's time to cash in.
Yeah. So I did a lot of that, but yeah.
So when you go to the Olympics, you don't get paid. You didn't get paid. Really?
A little bit, but very, very little.
Yeah. Crazy, eh?
Hmm.
And then a lot of those girls do that for like a decade, right? And like, so what? They have to have other jobs then.
Well, I know one of the girls is a financial advisor.
A lot of guys are
Them
getting
have
into that now.
personal sponsors, so those are set. Like these girls are set.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I remember when I was training, I was going to the gym in the morning, and I was going to work in the afternoon. The other girls were going for a nap, for lunch.
That's what you want to be doing.
So yeah, I know. I wish but
Yeah. I miss napping. Great time.
I know.
Okay. So Sharpie, you get drafted 4th round to Washington. So where are you playing when that happens?
I was playing Laval. I was
That when you have the best save percentage in the queue?
yeah, that was actually my first year. So I was drafted in the queue in 94, and I got drafted in Washington in 95. So everything went really, really quick. And as soon as I got drafted, it was the old routine of going 6 weeks at training camp or training during the summer. Those were pretty rough.
So you go to Washington for training camps?
Well, it's like summer camp or rookie camp or different places call it different names, but it was just a hell camp for real.
For the young guys that were drafted.
It was kind of cool at first. You get to train in the best gyms and with the best trainers, but it was tough. It was and then you get back and then you play your 70 game season in the queue. And my last year in the queue, I started 63 out of 70 games as a goalie.
I've noticed in hockey now, they're doing a lot more sharing the net between goalies, eh?
Yeah.
Why? Are the goalies getting soft like the players? Like you can't play that much? Are they actually is the best goalie not the best goalie back-to-back nights?
It's tough to say. I think we were drilled like that. We were just used to it. Right now everything's about performance. If you're not 100% sure you're going to be at the top of your game, you're might as well put the other guy in. But I don't know. It's sometimes we mentioned back-to-back games, like when I played in the A, 7 out of 9. Like
that's what I mean.
It was ridiculous.
And now I see that every team, if they have back-to-back games, their starting goalie doesn't play both games. And it's like, why? If he's the better goalie, he's the better goalie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's more planning, long-term, injury prevention, all that stuff. And all the kids starts really young now to have an entourage. Everyone's got a skills coach, a strength coach, a sports psychologist.
And they pay for all that. Like their parents are paying for it at that point because they've never made a payday, right?
No, agents do.
They'll pay for that shit.
Well, they contribute a lot. But I wonder how some agent makes money. Like the fourth guy in our team as an agent. Like I'm like what is he like? How is he gonna make money? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Kids at 14 have agents and stuff.
What's it like with kids nowadays with injuries? Because I remember when I was young, like if you were hurt, you still played. And like when you talk about if you're not going to be at the top of your game, maybe you should just sit out. Is there more like guys sitting out when they're not 100%?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying, I'm not talking about being injured. I'm talking about being hurt. Like
being hurt. Yeah. I know what we keep saying that. Like it's funny. I'm like, if you're hurt, like you can get up, you're gonna feel something. If you're injured, like you're done. Like
you can't play.
Your leg is broken off, man. Like this.
That's when you're But I could see them setting out more. I just see the way it's.
But you know what? It's every position in the team. Like the the athletic therapist, like everyone wants to make a career out of it. So everyone is more involved, more on deck. Like you can't even tell a kid with a sore ankle, like let's fight through it. Let's go. Like the
agent will have something to say.
Everyone, you need to fill out a report. You need to, like it's
really
everything's more
that
complicated a bit.
That doesn't. That doesn't sound like you or me.
Yeah, but hey, sometimes. Although sometimes when I get out of bed in the morning, I'm like, maybe my fucking athletic therapist should have pulled me out.
Should have held us
in a while.
Yeah. It's basically every time I try and put my socks on, I'm like, oh. And then I see guys my age still playing and playing well. And I'm like, do you know who they were? They're the guys that were taking care of themselves. They're still playing.
There you go.
Or this guy had a really good athletic therapist.
That's right. Held him out of a lot of games.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, your rookie year though, you win the Kelly Cup with the Hampton Roads Admirals, and you're the MVP of the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a hell of a year because I started the year in Portland in EA, and then I got cut after 5 or 6 games. Like they weren't playing me, so they sent me to the coast. So I was back and forth a lot that year in between the A and the coast. And finally, Portland, Maine was the AHL team. They weren't making the playoffs. So I stayed in the coast, and we made that run to make the playoffs. And we actually finished like 8th in the conference. So we
just made the playoffs.
Just made the playoffs. And it was a hell of a run that.
I really find that your rookie year sets up your career, right? Like your rookie year in pro is the biggest one, like your first show in pro. And for you to go and win that and win MVP, that really sets you up, right?
Yeah. You know what? It wasn't the end of it because, well, during that playoffs, I lost my grandmother and I just turned 20. So I flew home, missed a couple games. Peter Laviolette was coaching in the coast against us. I came back from the funeral and we won in 7. And then in the finals, we played Pensacola, Florida. We won. And I slept on the beach.
Yes, you did. Because champions are champions.
Champ for life. And then listen to that. We took the bus home. I got called up by Washington. They were
after sleeping on the beach.
It was 98. Listen to that. It was 98. Washington lost to Detroit in the Stanley Cup final. So I got called up from the coast to be Black Aces with Washington after sleeping on the beach. But I was there for like, we were in, I'm saying we were, I wasn't part of it, but I got part of Washington once I got there. But we were playing Buffalo in the semis. Dominic Hasek was playing in Buffalo. It was the big team. Then
and you were there for all that.
I was there for all that. I was practicing every day with the team. And Bill Renford, you remember Billy Renford?
Oh yeah, great kick saves.
He was backing up. Olaf Kolzig, and he didn't want to practice anymore. It was his last.
He'd been there, done that. Yeah.
I was practicing every day with the team. So I went from getting cut in the A, going on the coast, being flustered about it, fucking winning the cup, being MVP, losing my grandma, being in the Stanley Cup final my year.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, yeah, but you know what? It's a lot. It's a good teaching story for my kids because that summer I was a fucking mess. I was like,
you were having fun.
Oh yeah, I was right. 3 games into next season, fucking tore a tendon in my ankle. I was out for the year.
I saw that you only played 3 games the next year. That's brutal.
Yeah, so
you're on the rise, and that's like for me with my knee in Germany. Like it was my 3rd year pro, was my best one, and I'm on the rise. And then right, it's 4 games into a season, knee goes, and then you miss a whole year. She's hard to come back from.
It's hard to come back from, but at the same time,
you were young though.
I blame myself at that time that I just didn't prepare for the next season. I thought it was going to be easy. Everything was good. Fucking, I was living the life, but
so actually the research team saw next year you played 9 games, and in the U-Haul you played in 6 games and didn't let in a goal.
Yeah, I almost didn't play because I was just putting time in the game so I couldn't, because I wasn't ready with my my ankle. So I tried to play a few games in the A. It was very very tough, very fragile. So they sent me to Quad City just to see if I could
play
more games during this, because we weren't making the playoffs again in Portland. So I played a minute every game.
That's all that was
just to have my name in it, so to be eligible in the playoffs.
Oh, in case you get healthy and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. But that never happened. I couldn't get back in the game.
So then I guess 2 more years in the A, I think after that you play 2 full years with Portland.
Yeah.
So then you're the starting goalie playing most of the games, or what?
Yeah.
So you get back on track once you're healthy the next year.
Yeah, I did. I had to battle a few older guys that were still under contract there, trying to gain some ice time.
Cabinet maker, Bayfield Brewing Company. Oh, it hit me right in the eye. Sorry, you're battling other goalies. Isn't it weird in pro in North America when it's the coast, the A, the NHL, and like for goalies, say the team signed 6 goalies, like there's only 6 of you, right? And you can be up to the NHL, you can be down to the coast, you can be wherever, right?
Yeah, it's and you know what, that the 3rd year when I started playing again and competing again, we were split, Washington and Chicago in the AHL. So you're like,
oh, so you get their goalie too.
Like, seriously, give me a break there.
And then so what? Does the coach make the decision on his own who he feels like is going to play? Because I always found in the AHL there's people telling them who and where to play them, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I think to this day, some organization in the A don't have much say about who's starting, who's playing, who's getting called up.
Yeah, the coaches don't make those decisions.
Yeah, you give your opinion, put your 2 cents in it, but
yeah, but you're still gonna play the okay. So first time you get the call though, you made the NHL, and it's year 5 of pro.
Yeah. That's another good story. My buddy came down for a weekend in Portland. He came from Drummondville. So he pulls in for the game the Friday night. Right after the game, I get called in the office. Glenn Henlon was my coach. And he's like, Charpie, you're getting called up with Glenn Metropolitan to Tampa Bay. Washington's in
Tampa Bay.
So we're like, fucking A, man. So I pack my gear. I put that in my buddy's car. And I'm like, we're going for a few cold ones, before we go home. And then I have a 6 o'clock flight the next day. So we just park right in front of the bar, go in for a couple quick ones, get out. Car was towed. My gear in it.
No.
Like, find my gear before the next morning to fly out.
Or you're gonna miss your flight, or you're not gonna have your
Oh
gear.
man, so we like it Friday night. It was like I don't know what time it was when we got out of the bar. Gotta find a car, and I made my flight.
Is the game that night? Then when you fly in, is there a game that night?
Yeah, I got in for pregame skate. Yeah, and then
So you did get the gear out of the car?
Yeah, I did. I got it, but it was like seriously, we didn't get much sleep. It was not sure.
So then how long once you're up until you play a game?
That the first time I got called, I didn't play. I backed up in Tampa Bay, in Florida, in Carolina. Then I went back to Portland, and the next time I got called up, we were in St. John's, Newfoundland. It was back then. It was
Toronto's team. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I get called up to play the next day. So I had to fly from St. John's to Halifax to Toronto. I had the driver to drive me to Buffalo. I got in after the morning skate, and
you're playing the game?
I was playing the game. Ron Wilson was the coach. Ron Wilson was coaching the Washington Capitals, and he's like, "Are you okay? I know I was flying all morning."
Did you have to ask your physiotherapist and your mental coach?
No, he didn't have to ask and wait for an answer. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm okay." Yeah,
I'm in the NHL. I'll play.
I'm starting tonight.
I'm not hurt. I'll play.
I'm starting tonight, and it was my first win. We won 3-1. Had second star of the game.
Holy moly! You must have been all juiced up after that, then. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second star, you win 3-1 in your first game.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And they played me back to back.
Really?
Next night we were in New Jersey, and we lost 4-3 in OT, and Scott Niedermayer scored the winning goal. So it was kind of bittersweet. I was like, fucking Scott Niedermayer scored, but
yeah, but still kind of cool you got scored on him. But when you say I called up with Glenn Metropole, that guy was a good player. He played forever too. He was still ripping up the Swiss league like just a couple of years ago, right?
I know. Oh, like what a great guy, great player. Love everything about him.
Mm-hmm.
They made a show about him in Switzerland a couple of years ago. Like they just followed him around like as a 44-year-old. He's like a circus freak with a ball before a game. Like he just stick handle, like he flips things around. Like he's unreal. He's got great hands.
Yeah, and I remember him. Right-handed shot, skill guy. Yeah.
Just not quite enough for
to be the full-time
full-time NHL. He would. I don't know. He would have.
He'd be better nowadays than back when he was coming up, right?
Yeah, when he was coming up, it was just too much offense just for NHL. But he was in the top 10 scorer of the American League every year. And then he went to play in Finland for a year, and he learned the back check a little bit.
Yeah, and then
he came back and he played a third and fourth line roles in the NHL. Did good.
I remember he did well with Montreal one year, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, so then you go back most of that years in the AHL. I think it said you played 2 games. So those 2 games back to back are the games you play.
It was at the end of the year, yeah.
Okay, so they gave you the cup of coffee, and then you make the team out of camp the next year. You're the backup goalie in the NHL.
Yeah, I was in the starting I was dressed the first night. Well, for like the first 10 games. And Craig Billington was still under contract. They couldn't figure his contract out. They were trying to buy him out. So I got sent down for a couple weeks in Portland.
But they wanted you to be the backup, but it was...
Yeah, they already signed me before they sent me down. They just told me they were trying to
figure that out.
Figure that out, that situation. And they were calling me up. Oli was hurt. They were calling me up, and Billington was my backup. Then they sent me down, and he backed up Oli.
Right. Okay. So then you're getting to play in the AHL. That's why.
So they figured that out within a couple of weeks, and I was back.
Olaf Kolzig's German, eh? So he would have been one of the first Germans in the show, wouldn't he have? I'm trying to remember any other Germans back then.
You remember Stefan Ustorf?
Nope.
It was the same time a little bit as Wally.
But okay, so then you're in the NHL. I remember staying up one night, taking care of ourselves, drinking some red wine, and we watched some Rock'em Sock'em, Don Cherry, and you were making big time glove saves on Rock'em Sock'em.
Yeah. I got a couple good clips. For those who don't know me, I'm 5'9", so I'm pretty much the last goalie to play in the NHL at 5'9". So
they're all big freaks now, aren't they?
Oh, they're huge.
And athletic.
Yeah, they're good. They're unreal.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to be spectacular,
Yeah.
I made a couple good clips for Rock'em Sock'em.
I know, it's awesome. I remember watching. I'm like, geez, can't believe you're my goalie. Okay, so one guy we got to shout out, that was your teammate, still playing at 50, Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, unreal.
I remember us sitting in
Big
Bietigheim
guy.
one day and you telling me stories about playing with Jagr and how he was a vet and old back then. And geez, he still played another 15 years in the show after that.
I know. I know. That's crazy. He's got an extreme personality, like doesn't do anything half.
It's full go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's full go. So he, slowed down a bit, but it's unreal that he still competes and still wants to prepare for this every year.
It's like every day I compete to try and get my socks on, right?
Yeah, I know.
Same thing.
Yeah. Am I gonna win? Am I gonna get them on? I don't know. I might pull something on the way down.
You still have the fight in you, man.
Okay. Well, we're gonna switch it up here, Isabelle. You've been sitting there a while, okay?
All right.
You won the gold medal in the World Championships too. Where'd that happen?
And Mississauga, not Mississauga.
That sounds boring. Annapolis.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to a couple weddings. I've been to a couple weddings there. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was my second World Championship. My first one, it was in Finland in '99, but I was only on the taxi squad, they called, so I didn't play. I was only practicing.
Okay, but you got to go to Finland.
Yeah.
So are you guys together through all that?
We got together after the Olympics in 2002.
So then when did you start traveling with them? How did you know when to shut it down when playing?
Well, after the Olympics, we knew each other before the Olympics, and after the Olympics, I needed a break because I've been on the team since 16 years old. And so I wanted to just travel a little bit. So I followed Charpie in Washington. And then after Washington, he signed a contract in Russia. And I always wanted to go to Europe and, live the life of a professional hockey player. And I could do that in Russia. I was paid to play in Russia. It was a professional women's hockey league over there.
For the Tornado Dimitrovs.
Yes, and Dimitrov. So first year, Charpie and I didn't see each other much in Russia because we played in two different cities.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you were getting paid to play in Russia, and who sets that up? Who gets that job for you? Like, how does that happen? You're going there and
agent.
Yeah.
Because he did a training camp with his team in that town, Dimitrov. And there was a women's team practicing. So he asked information about it and he asked for a tryout for me and they accepted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's easy to sell. Yeah, she's a gold medalist with Team Canada. Oh, okay, yeah.
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 Oh, I think she might make the team.
Yeah, we'll give her a tryout. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So then you guys didn't live together though?
Not much the first year, no.
Okay. Well, we got just right into Russia somehow there because I got a lot of questions about that. I guess we may as well do this, eh, Sharpie?
All right.
Let's get through this.
All right. Well, we're in Russia now. So, Isabelle, did they pay you a decent wage to be on the women's team?
Well, better than when I played for Team Canada.
She actually had a
straight cash.
She had a nicer place.
In a paper envelope.
I know a story from one of those nights we stayed up chit-chatting. I don't think there were bank transfers back to Canada, right?
No, they stopped along the way somewhere in the Alps.
Yeah, you had to get on a flight to you had to take some cash with you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You couldn't just transfer it electronically.
Well, once in a while we would get to Moscow and get some transfer up in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
Never fully made it to Canada like that.
Right. So where were you in Russia?
First year.
You know what? We're skipping so much though, because you're in the NHL right now. We can't skip this. You're a backup for 2 years, and then the lockout fucked you, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Research team found it. You're a full-time NHL backup goalie, and then the lockout happens, and you never go back to the NHL.
No, exactly. I was on a 1-way contract too in the NHL.
Oh, 1 way? Jeepers. Oh dear. Yeah. I got a 1-way AHL deal once.
Yeah. I got a 1-way flight too once.
So, but that didn't you tell me during the lockout, didn't you travel around playing hockey or something?
We did a few charity tours. It was a little sketchy part. It was some people were thinking they were trying to make money or but
it was supposed to be for charity.
Yeah, it just ended up being like a beer league.
Yeah.
And so, but we were a bunch of guys that it was really fun. I'm not sure they made any money for good cause.
Oh, well, you know what that brings something up, because I always forget about it when we start chatting, is I actually am trying to do good stuff in my shed. We just donated to Sick Kids Toronto from raffling off a Matt Sundin signed jersey. So shout out to everybody that bought tickets for the raffle. And so now tomorrow, the raffle ends for Matt Carruth, the goalie for the Cardiff Devils. Game worn jersey and stick are both raffles will end tomorrow. So then we're raising money for hemophilia for his nephew. And also kid battling cancer in the UK. He's got a hell of a 6 months ahead of him. We're raffling off this jersey that I'm spilling beer on here tonight. And you can buy tickets for that on my website at aleshockeytales.com. So all those raffles are at aleshockeytales.com, and we are raising money for good causes because it's fun drinking beers with my friends, and then it makes me feel better about myself too.
Cheers.
Cheers. So everybody buy tickets and help out all those causes, please. Especially, and Max and the little guy in the UK could just use our support because apparently he's got 6 months of basically hell to get through if he's gonna get to move back home again, right? So we're trying to keep his spirits up, you know.
Well, I can tell a few stories about UK though during that break, because we
UK. Let's do that.
We traveled around with Brad May, It was Aaron Downey. Few pretty tough customers were traveling.
And you went to the UK. Where'd you go in the UK?
We played 8 games in 10 days.
Against who? Against each other?
No, against the pro teams
in the UK.
Sometimes we were flipping teams or making trades.
Yeah, okay. So it is just like a charity game then. You guys are like you guys are the stars that show up, eh? The big time guys.
Yeah, it was fun though, because we were sponsored by Carlsberg.
Oh dear.
we had a few cases in the bottom of the bus to travel around.
Back when hockey was hockey, eh?
Yeah. Sometimes Bussy had to stop pretty early to get the cases from the lower compartments.
Mm-hmm.
Start playing cards at 9 in the morning and case up and let's travel to the next city here, boys.
So you guys traveled around the UK just having beers and then playing games, and that was the lockout.
We actually golfed in Belfry. You know, we had some good setups though for us.
So when you go over to the UK with some tough guys and then they play some of the UK guys, were there some big fights in these charity games?
No.
No, it's just for fun.
It was just for fun. A little, like they were throwing shoulders around a little bit just for the show, but
right.
So because we were really tough.
And you were an NHL player, and then that's your next season, eh? That must have been a weird year.
Yeah, really. But it gave me time during that year. I had a hip surgery, so I needed a break anyway. I needed the 3-4 months to recover from that. So I did that, and then I had those charity tours.
Okay.
We did one in the Maritimes here in Eastern Canada with
that sounds pretty fun.
Lilo Line was there. Dave Andrewchuk, he just won the cup in Tampa Bay just before lockout, and these guys were like, for me, it was just like, ooh,
and these are the guys you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. So then you're on a 1-year deal or a one-way contract. The lockout happens, you get a year older, so you'd be in about year 7 of being a pro. Yeah. And then you're not that young to be a backup anymore, right?
Yeah, you get into that middle spot where stars are still really good and young kids are really pushing your right out the window. So, but
so then you didn't get a deal in the NHL, but you get a good deal in Russia. Then is that
I got a good deal in Russia, and I was excited about just being a starter again because
playing a lot,
living the life of the NHL is great. What an experience, but not playing gets tough. And so getting that deal in Russia was exciting. Good start again. And so it was,
and so who gets you that deal in Russia? How do you get over there? How does that happen?
Well, different agents call you up. Like it was the time that Russia was trying to get their league on the map, like trying to get better. They're trying to get NHLers.
Are you not one of the first Canadian imports over there?
No, not one of the first, because we were quite a few that year, and some were there before me. Just goalies. Freddie Bradwaite was already there. Tyler Moss. There was Steven Valiquette was after me a little bit, but David Ling, I don't know if he guy from Dave was there a little bit before me. Alex Giroux. So there's quite a few Canadians and quite a few guys. But I think it was the first time, like really, that the number of players was going up and the number of former NHLer was going up too.
Yeah. So were there import rules back then? How many? You were like the only one though, so I guess it wouldn't matter how many they had.
Yeah,
But the team you went to, I've had guys on that went there after. They were the team that like had the fighters, right?
Yeah.
So Darcy
My first year. Yeah,
Darcy Verreau came
Verreau.
on, but he would have been right after you, right?
Right after me, yeah. So in between me and him, I played with Reed Simpson when I was there. Just after there was didn't Chris Simon go there?
Yep.
I think Chris Simon went there after us.
So I've heard some stories about that team, obviously, right? Because I had a guy on from that team, and I've stayed up late with you before. But was it not the owner? Like he was a bit eccentric, you could say.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. Look at her reaction.
What'd you say, Isabelle?
Just a little bit crazy.
A little bit. Did you ever have a really bad game and like, you know, like be worried a bit?
No.
No.
Actually,
Cabinet maker, Bayfield Brewing Company.
Actually had a really good relationship with him. He really,
Well, he loves Charpentier, actually.
he really
So-
took care of me.
Really, because Darcy told me stories about him too, and he sounded like if like the guy likes you, like you're in, man.
Yeah, because
He has to like you.
Right.
hey, you know what? He has to. Yeah.
Well, by the way, speaking of your old teammate Yager, Darcy Verreau's story on the pod, I think he was episode 28. He told me the story of that guy came down and the equipment kids or whatever would put numbers in their stalls of who they had to fight that night. And he put 68 in Darcy's stall. And Darcy had to go out and jump Yarmer Yager. And he told the story in the shed.
That's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, but
This is the same guy, folks. Small world.
yeah, and me and Darcy played together. Did you know?
Oh,
that?
he played for Washington, right?
Yeah, we played in Portland. And did you tell?
Actually, I think we talked about you on his pod. I've talked to a lot of people in the last year. Okay, it's
Yeah.
hard to keep track.
I know, but when he signed with Washington, the year before, we was in the A and he played against us and he hit our captain in the back, fucking blindside hit. So in training camp next year, everyone wanted to fight him. It was hilarious. One of our guy was running after him in the hallway after an intra squad game.
He actually, after he was on, he sent me like this page or website of all the fights from that training camp. He fought like 15 times in one training camp. And it was all, he sent me all the videos and it was literally one training camp and it was all people jumping him. So yes,
I witnessed that. I witnessed that. And George McPhee, the GM at the time in Washington, was in the stands. Stop this. Everyone wanted to jump Darcy and him.
Oh man. And then he went over to Russia and made a very good living for a long time, beating people up and jumping people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Darcy was one of the greatest guys. Like he was awesome. When I got to the AHL, he like had me over to play cards and all the stuff, right? Yeah, good dude.
Good guy. Yeah.
So Russia. So when you first got over there, okay, I still remember when I got on the plane to Germany, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know anything about Germany. What was it like when you were flying to Russia and you're like, here we go? And Isabelle, are you with them or did you come later?
I came later.
Yeah.
When he signed his contract, I'm like, no way, I'm not going.
But then once you find out about the girls team and that you can go over there and make a little money and play hockey and live the life. Right?
That was a deal breaker because he left first and we had the trouble with the house back then. And so I had to fix that before I met him in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got that fixed with the house, he said, hey, I got your tryout, a woman's. So I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. So it was a really good deal breaker there.
Yeah, that's great that you got to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sharpie, both of you, what'd you think when you were flying over there though? And you're like, what's this gonna be like?
I don't know. It's didn't think much going in because obviously I was still just thinking about my career. Like this was
You're
good
thinking
deal.
hockey, yeah.
This was good stuff happening, but then when I got there, it's when, because my first year wasn't with the team we were talking about earlier, with the eccentric owner. So my first team was an expansion team. It was in like a very old city, old rink. We worked out in a stadium about 400 years old with grass growing through the seats. Like it was.
This is with Chekhov or whatever.
No, the Vitsis Chekhov was my second team. The first team was the
MVD, HKMVDs.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's your first team. I had it backwards.
That's my first team, and this is the hometown of Kovalchuk.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's I don't think there's another hockey player that came out of that city. It's like seriously, it's about 1,000 years old. It's crazy.
They're like all the buildings are just
nice
old.
Good people, really good people. Good, like once again, they treated me really well. But
do you have like a translator with you all the time?
Yeah, he was my goalie coach.
Your translator was your goalie coach?
/ friend / driver / goalie coach /
everything.
Like awesome dude. It's a good chance he was there because I wasn't me.
So you're saying like if you take a fart, he's trying to catch it?
Yeah. Here you go.
Here, let me grab that and take it outside.
Hey,
I got it.
Try to translate that one.
I've heard some of the stories of the translators. They're like the people's best friends. They literally like are paid to like be your best friend, right?
Yeah, but he was actually.
But yeah, they actually become your best friend. Right?
He's still a good friend of mine. And after working with me, he actually became goalie coach of the national team. He went to the Olympics with the Russian team. Like he's making a career really.
Wow. Good for him.
Taken off, but yeah, he was there was 2 guys on the team. Slava Butsayev played in Philadelphia. Butsayev there. He spoke English okay, but there wasn't many, and none of my coaches except that my friend. They weren't like they never spoke to me. Never.
They just didn't talk to you at all.
No. So they were like, yeah, he's coming from the NHL. You know what to do. Do what they. I'm like, okay. Like they just
you were just the goalie. You weren't really part of the team, right? You're just the goalie. like just stop the puck, right?
Exactly. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked that. It was.
No, you didn't. You like coming with me to Stuttgart.
Yeah,
and to
I know,
train
but
stations.
I took a few kids under my wing and it became my
just like me. You took me right under your wing.
There you go.
Yeah, but no, it was very, very different. Training camp, I see all the guys going in the shower, and what I thought was just the shower. Then I saw them walking with their underwear and stuff. I'm like, oh, there must be a room like the washing machine or something back there. And I'm coming off like 2 years in the NHL, 2.5 years. So that there's like 10 guys that just runs after you, take your stuff. And so I walked in there. It's really just the shower. Guys are washing their underwear on them. They wash their underwear and they just hang them on hot water pipes. So next day you get to the rink, it's like a freaking mold. Like
it's like cardboard.
Oh yeah.
So you're saying the players wash their own clothes in the shower and then dry them on the pipes, and then
but it was just for training camp. It was just for a couple weeks there.
then someone started doing the laundry.
Yeah, then we moved into I didn't know anything of this. I thought that was the deal. That's what we were gonna do all year. No one's explained anything to me. I'm like, wow. Whew.
Yeah, no. So
And
what would you do all day then? Like when you're not traveling and you're like, when you got out of the rink, because I know you like to go for lunch and beers.
Yeah.
Did you still
still
do
did.
that? You did
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You just did that with your goalie coach or what?
No, like I said, I took a few kids that's under my wing, and
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
let's go. But you know,
So
what?
they would know English. The kids would be trying to learn English and teach
A little
at
bit,
school.
yeah, a little bit. But sometimes it was just fun to walk. Like there's outdoor markets, like you see really, really poor people, and they're like, there's all kinds of things. But I found, like every city I've played in, I found a place where I was comfortable. I could order food that I understand a little bit what it was, and there was a little sushi bar next to it. So don't look for me. That's where I was pretty much every day.
Yeah. So Isabelle, what was the Russian girls league like? Did you run amok? Were you just kicking the shit out of them or what?
No, it was actually pretty good hockey. It's just that like the teaching is really different. Like we were practicing like the guys, like it was a 2-hour practice, but we practiced for maybe 40 minutes out of it. We're always on break and everything. And all the skill, like it was only in the individual skills, no team system or anything. So like they could be way better, the girls, because they're awesome hockey players.
They just don't have the
Don't know any
systems
systems.
and team concept. It's like it's the same with the men, right? You see some Russian guys; they're the most talented guys out there. But when it
Yeah.
comes to actually understanding being a teammate and like being on a team and like, you know,
Yeah, but in my team in Russia, there was probably half of the team. They were on the national team.
Okay.
One day we had to go for a run, like in the woods behind the rink and everything. And at one point, like pretty much everybody stopped, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like we have to run." I don't know. We're stopping for a smoke. They were all smoking a cigarette, and then we'll meet you later.
So you're in the middle of the team jog, you stop for smoke. Sounds like it almost sounds like Western Michigan.
So they're like, "Don't run too fast because the coach will know." I'll wait for you later.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was priceless.
So what kind of role did you play then in your career? You're a D-man, right? Were you offensive D-man or defensive? What were you?
More defensive defenseman. I was playing on the PK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blocking shots.
Blocking a lot of shots. Yep.
Okay. So was your team good then in Russia? Did you guys like win it or anything?
Yeah, we went to
You have half the national team. You got to be good, right?
Yeah. Well, pretty much almost the whole team was on my team, the national team. So we qualified for the Euro Cup in Sweden, and we finished second at the Euro Cup. Sweden won, actually. So
really? So that's pretty cool. You got to do all that though.
Yeah, the qualification was in Romania. So
really? So you did get to do
we
some
got
traveling.
to go to Romania, and yeah, it was cool.
Well, that's the best part, I think, of my career was all the traveling I got to do and all the shit I got to see, right?
Yeah, you're right. It was cool.
Okay, so Sharpie, yeah, what was it like for the hockey part of it? Because obviously that team liked fighting, but you're a goalie, so you just stopped the puck and that was that, eh?
Yeah, I got into the fighting stuff quite a bit too, because I was getting pissed of the hockey stuff. So
you'd fight players?
I fought Andrei Kovalev.
Andrei Kovalev?
Yeah, he was Colorado Avalanche guy. He was Quebec Nordiques trade to Colorado. Yeah, I got him center ice fight.
Oh, the owner would have
Hey.
loved that from what I know of him.
Oh, but well, our owner called a timeout. It was a 1-0 game. I had a shutout. He thought it was a boring game.
Yeah.
Like the owner called, he came down from his box to the
Yeah,
bench,
It was crazy.
called a timeout to the ref.
The owner did.
Yeah.
The owner, and then he's like, "This is fucking boring. I want to see some action." So I'm like, "Oh yeah, you want to see some action?" The puck dropped. I skated fucking center ice, dropped my fucking mitts.
and that's why he would love you.
Oh fuck, he loved me, man. He
Yeah.
gave me anything I want.
Mm.
And you left there?
Yeah, because we got a Rosie. He's a because I could have signed there a few more years, but
yeah, you could have made some
with-
cash.
with the baby,
Ah.
Russia was.
And yeah, you maybe
Kind
let
of
it, you maybe let in 8 goals one night and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's pack up. Let's pack up quickly. Let's go.
I better get to the center and start fighting.
Leave, honey.
Okay, so where were the girls born then?
Both in Quebec.
Oh, so you guys planned her for the summertime.
Made in Russia and made in Austria, but born in Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
July and August.
Yeah.
early.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys planned it out, eh? Goalie, that's a goal scorer. Well. So okay, so you started an MVD or whatever, and then you switched to Chekhov, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I don't know what kind of stuff we can talk about on here, but was there not a time that, like, say they paid you throughout the year and you couldn't really transfer all that much? Did you not have to say take some stitching out on some goalie equipment to
Yeah, I did.
to get it out of the country?
I kind of pad up my chest and shoulder pads to
Your chest protector and shoulder pads, maybe.
Yeah, they were extra padding in it.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that he didn't tell me until we got to Quebec. He's
That,
like, I'm
that
so glad to see my hockey gear on."
arrived safely.
Yeah. I'm like, why? Like, you don't want to play hockey this summer? He's like, no, I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny that you said you didn't want to play hockey this summer.
Uh,
I said that every summer too.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. I actually said to Lisa today, I'm like, I can't
Hey,
wait. I can't wait for tonight. I'm like, I like, you two are literally two of my favorite people that we ever played with.
Because we talked before
Where is
we
she?
got on. We said she's got to show up here tonight.
And that, like, so she may come out for after hours to say hi. She wants to
Okay.
just say hi. I was
Okay.
trying to get her to come on. I said, I'm either gonna send you the link. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you do it from the house. I'll be out in the shed. It'll be like legit. And she said, no, I'm not doing that.
Aw.
She's
Come
scared.
on.
I know.
Alright.
I know. She's dodging the shed. I think people want to hear from her, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
What a joke. When you guys came over to Germany, how many bags did you have to pack? You had 2 little kids.
Well, we always pack light.
Like and we did pack really quickly. We got there. I flew on my own to play the derby against Elbron.
The
That
big game again. Yeah.
my first game.
Oh, yeah.
Was that your first game?
Yeah, we lost 3-2 my first game. I didn't skate for the whole summer. I thought I was done playing.
Yeah.
And then it was Frank Gay, my agent back then. And he's like, hey, there's a team in Germany. I told them you're ready. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. So I flew in the Wednesday. I think I skated with you guys the Thursday, and then we played Friday. That was like 5 months.
I remember us going out for beers laughing about it. You're like, I seriously haven't played hockey at all. I'm like, oh.
None. Yeah, and then I came back. I flew back to Montreal. And we packed everyone and left the.
How many games were we into the season when you got there?
I don't
When was
remember.
it?
Because honestly, that, like I said, I erased that year. Like,
Yeah.
but like, so for me, that year, I like was in shape. I got all jacked up, and I'm like, I loved Bietigheim. I loved the town. I loved all the
Yeah.
people. We had won the championship there. They liked me, and I'm like, we're doing this. And then, first 20 games, I had 20 goals, and we were in last place. And I was like, and then I lost my way the rest of the year. I was like, I don't know what else to do, and I don't know how else to help. And I got very mad and frustrated with the players on the, like, what we were bringing in, right? Like, we weren't good enough. We weren't even close to good enough that year.
No, but I don't know. I don't know how many games I got hurt, broke my finger.
You came over here, didn't you? You pulled your groin, right? That year?
I pulled groin or
Sinus
hamstring.
infection.
Oh yeah, I get the
Oh yeah.
surgery at the end of the year, but I broke my finger.
Yeah,
during
Lisa babysit the girls because I had a hockey tournament with my
That's right. She was saying that, like, she like stayed over at your place, right? And the girls slept in their own beds, and Lisa stayed over. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun times. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead there. I was just curious because when we were talking about Lisa, I remember like her packing to go overseas with the kids. And like by the end, when we were done, we'd show up at the airport with like 8 or 9 hockey bags. And it was like, this is a mess.
Well, actually, when we left for France, we shipped a container to France with the car, with the motorcycle and all this stuff. And when we came back with 8 hockey bags. That's it. So like,
you took your car and motorcycle over there?
I took my Harley over there.
We sold the Harley over there.
Yeah, I was riding all year round.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. That'd be pretty cool to have a Harley over there and cruising around.
Hey,
Well, you sold it in like
I sold it in 3 days over there. I paid for the whole container.
Yes. Okay.
So we always pack light with the kids anyways. Like we're not, I guess we're used to it.
Yeah. Okay. So you played in Germany then. You played a tournament there. I didn't realize. So also places you played were Graz and Wine. Isabelle, you played there? Graz? Did you play?
Yes, I coached too because I got pregnant. I played and then I switched to coaching.
So then is that like you're getting paid a bit? Are you getting anything for doing
No,
that?
not in Graz. No.
So, but they had a
I got
women's
paid.
league. Yeah. So okay, Russia, you got paid. That was the only place you got paid.
Yeah,
but
the only
time
place.
Okay.
And then in Austria, in Vienna and Graz, like it was just for, I wasn't getting paid. I was just playing for fun.
Right. Yeah. And you got to do that, Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes now though, I just like coming out to the shed instead of skating around. Okay. Where was the best food you guys ever played?
The best food.
Best food. You guys know I like food.
Best food.
You know I got issues with food.
Best food.
Well, we're not picky with foods.
It's gotta be,
we like to try different stuff.
So you don't really have a favorite. You just like to try wherever you are, when in Rome, eat that.
But like to me, those basins were
the basins. Oh man,
basins were some of the best.
Yes.
Yeah. So we would have gone there at Bietigheim then, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that place was incredible. Yeah,
that was incredible.
It really was.
It was like those pork chops, or I don't know what
the Schweinehalls, the pig neck,
exactly.
The pig neck. Yeah, a little garlic
the blood
butter on there.
sausage were good too.
You shut your filthy mouth.
I
couldn't even look at
blood
those.
sausage.
The blood sausage. You weren't eating that shit. Come on, grow up. I never had the balls to eat those.
Hey, we were making friends like locally because they were like, oh, like real people, like good people eat blood sausage, and they were all friends with Isabelle. Like they're like, oh,
They would say that. They'd call you out for not eating it. They'd say you, yeah. I couldn't. Blood sausage, folks. Blood sausage.
Blood sausage. They were good.
You're right though. The Schweinehalls at that restaurant with like the potato salad or whatever you got on the side, those were the best meal. Those were my favorite meals. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good. Good.
Sushi in Russia, that was it.
Yeah. But it's mostly drink wise, like that I remember good places.
You like the drinks. Yeah.
Like in Russia was unreal. In Chekhov, that second place, the owner, he had his own distillery. Is that how you call it?
For beer?
No, he's making his own spirit. So
really,
he's making cognac and vodka. This was just like the bomb. He's
making his
like,
own, and
I don't like vodka, and I liked his vodka.
Yeah.
So
were you drinking it like straight up vodka, like on ice?
Yeah.
You're a man, eh, Sharpie? Jesus.
He put the whole bottle on ice. The whole bottle on ice, and then just pour shots, like cold shots.
I'd be totaled. Just a
that's
mess.
how
I'd be pissing myself for sure.
Hey, that's how he started liking me. Because when I flew in to sign, he flew me in to sign my contract for 4 days. I stayed in his place and everything there. So first class ticket, Montreal, Moscow, just to go sign my contract and come back.
And then to drink with him.
And the first night, he was like, yeah, let's celebrate. I'm like, yeah, right, let's go. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, he looks at me, he's like, wow, you can hold your liquor. You look fresh. I'm like, let's keep, like, he liked me right away.
Yeah. I did too. I don't know if you knew that. Oh God. What did you say? Something in French? What'd you say?
Yeah, she wanted me to tell a story.
Because I was not a big fan of that owner. His name was Nikolai.
Don't say that on.
Oh.
And one night we're at the restaurant at the hotel we were staying at, and he came in and he invites us over to his place. But the first 2 times I saw him, he was drunk, and he was like, I was really uncomfortable with him, and I didn't understand a word he was saying because he was only talking Russian to me, and I didn't understand. And the 3rd time he came in and invite us over to his place, and I was kicking Sharpie under the table, like, say no. I didn't want to go.
But then Sharpie's like, if he says we're coming, we're coming.
Yeah.
And yes, he said, we can't say no to him.
Yes.
No, but at the same time, you got to see this once in your life.
Yeah, you got to try it out, right?
He's got the whole village, like, gate with armed men. You walk, everyone stays inside the village. And
you leave the hotel, it's like a cortege, like in the movies, like 7 dark vehicles, like a SUV leaving, and
they all drive together like in a convoy.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's just to take him around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, like, we go up to our room, get our jackets, because like we can't say no. And I'm like, I hate you. I don't want to go. But anyways, we go.
You did go.
And then we get there, and it's like amazing. It's like a small village with like the gates open, and you walk in and everything is amazing. And then
like a small village. Like, are we talking there's other people living around, or what?
Yeah. He has his domestics. Like,
they all live there.
Yeah.
His what?
People taking care of him, domestics.
Oh, like, so the maids and the
yes.
Navigating Lieutenant Bayfield Brewing Company. They all live there and just like take care of him. So like, if he wanted his ass wiped, someone would.
Yeah.
If he asked.
Yeah.
So we sit down for dinner, And then he gets some.
What's for dinner? What's for dinner with a guy like that?
Well,
It's
it
like,
was a little bit of everything. It was like cold meats and a little bit. I don't know.
they have a lot of, they have those hand foods. They have all those
Like where the girl's walking around with the tray and you're like,
yeah, but they
take
just
some-
they sat them down, but you can pick all
hors d'oeuvres. That's what they're called.
orders. Yeah, exactly.
Order.
Yeah.
You're good. You're French.
Is it? Yeah, that is French. Eh? Je parle un petit peu français.
You're still good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, French immersion
Yeah.
till grade 9 till they tried to make me take it in history, and I'm like, can't do it. Sorry.
Ah, all right.
It's like going to St. Lawrence and talking English, right?
Same thing.
Yeah, except this was grade 10 history, but I couldn't do it. Sorry. So anyways, you guys go for dinner and then you're at his house.
Yeah, we sit down and then he takes out some champagne, some Dom Pérignon, like supposedly it's a really good champagne. And so he pours us glasses and then we drink and I look at Charpie, I'm like, ooh, this is really good, He takes like this owner, Nikolai, takes a sip, he's like, not good. And he said to his maid, take it away. I'm like, oh no, I don't want. And Sharpie's like, don't say anything. So he takes it away and brings the vodka. And I'm like, I'm gonna fall on the ground if I drink some vodka all night.
Yeah.
No.
It's straight up vodka, like no.
Yeah,
mix.
Yeah.
that's where he kind of lose people because he controls everything. So first couple times he met Isabelle, like we're eating at the restaurant, I'm having a beer, and he comes in a little drunk, and he's like, no.
A lot.
Yeah,
Very drunk.
very drunk.
Very
But hey, he tosses my beer on the floor. No.
He
we're-
throws it on the ground.
right on the ground in the middle of the restaurant. He's like, no, we're in Russia. Like we drink
You
some
drink
vodka.
vodka.
He takes my plate. We ordered some sushi once. He came in. He's like, take
Take
that
the sushi
back.
away. I'm
Order
like,
some Russian meal.
and every time Sharpie's like, don't
So-
say anything.
So you wanted the sushi, and he's like, no,
Yeah.
you're
he's like,
you're-
no,
And he
no,
brings
no.
out like the cold meat. I'm like, bleh.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want someone telling me what to eat.
So he did the same thing when we got to his
Twice.
place. We got to his
Yeah.
place and he's like, yeah, we're not gonna drink too much. So we get champagne, Don Perignon, Sabre. All right.
So I'm
and-
like, oh, he's cool. I'm like, oh, he's taking it away.
He took 2 minutes. 2 minutes is like, oh no, take that away. Vodka, let's go. We're going with the hard stuff right away.
and then you guys are there for the night, just getting in one.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like his sauna. He's got a marble table the size of my house.
It's
Like
just-
it's just ridiculous.
it's
how-
crazy. We walked around his domain and it's crazy. Like and every spot we stopped, there was like a maid with food and drinks and stuff,
Right.
And then I was getting drunk, so I'm like, hey, can I take some pictures? And he's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Hey, so
I'm like,
we're
ooh.
probably we're probably the only people that have pictures of him in his house and his spot.
Yeah.
He was I could get him drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could
And
do
because you
that.
could handle it more than him,
I could do that. And he was comfortable with us and
Mm.
some of his people around.
And it sounds like once you left, and like you're one of my favorite guys, as then Darcy goes there and he becomes one of his favorite guys, and Darcy's one of my
Yeah.
favorite guys. It's like
Yeah.
me and this guy must have
You
the
could-
same friends.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd really fit in other than the fancy stuff and the maids and like everything.
Just a vodka, although.
He probably doesn't even have he probably wouldn't have a shed. He'd have some,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
Oh, he has many sheds.
Yeah. Oh gosh. That sounds like a life experience though, right? Like not many people
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world have done that.
No, exactly. That's for sure.
Well, my
very
mom was
fortunate.
not too thrilled about it.
Yeah, that's true, right? Because I remember even like when we're going to Germany and like the parents, whatever. But like, yeah, you're going to Russia, right? And yeah.
Yeah.
But like FaceTime and all that's probably not even a big thing yet. So like, do you guys even
No.
communicate back home that often?
I
No.
wrote some mass emails to our families back then. So
Now's about it, right? You're
that's
just
about
living.
it. Yeah,
that's
like once a week, once every 2 weeks, like I was writing news and stuff, but
It's
yeah.
pretty crazy. Eh? It's not that long ago. It's like 2005 to 2007, 8, and we like, what's iPhone? What's FaceTime? Like,
Yeah.
not a chance, man. Like it was, we were isolated in Russia and just
You're just playing hockey and
never
doing your
see-
thing. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
doing,
exactly.
even when I went to Germany 2007, like I literally, all I had was that sling box so that I could control the TV.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. The sling
Then you could watch Canadian TV wherever you were, right?
Yeah. And then we got Skype that was
Oh.
ping every 30 seconds that
Ah.
you just say hi and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it is hard to stay in contact with everybody. Like once you start moving around and like,
yeah.
and that's why this has been so much fun for me, is because like you become best friends for like a year or two and then you just don't see each
Yeah.
other anymore. And it's like, it's given me a reason to see everybody.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love it.
When did you start that? If you don't mind me
This, I was
questions?
just over a year ago,
Okay.
about a year ago. January 30th was the year. So I've done like 100 and I'm almost to 140 episodes and
Okay.
only at like 400 days worth. So I guess I'm a bit obsessed, but it's like, I don't know, when I get the opportunity to see you two, it's like, well, I'm going to make time and I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do with my life, you know?
That's awesome.
that's awesome.
Thanks for
yeah.
having us. It's
Dude, it's so fun.
great,
I
great
just,
to talk to you.
it's great to see you guys again. I miss you guys as soft as that sounds. Oh shit. Okay. So you did the 2 years though. So the second year is with that guy.
Yep.
And then you got a baby in the oven. So then it's time to not do Russia. So you must have taken a significant pay decrease to leave there.
Yep. And I didn't really sign anywhere during the summer because you know, first child is always a little bit more stressful, or you're just more attention to what's coming. And so we just waited, and I had a couple calls in Germany, in DEL, and he ended up being Vienna in Austria. And then we loved Austria both. And my agent at the time had a partner in Austria, so he got me the gig in Graz afterwards. And that's where I started getting hurt a lot more. I didn't take care of myself that much before. I had a kid when we were playing.
How old are you?
games.
How old are you at this point?
44, 45.
Hello?
Yeah.
44.
44.
44.
No, you're 44 now. What were you when you started
Oh,
getting
back
hurt?
then? Oh, I thought no. When I started getting hurt,
Caront Cat. Yeah, for sure.
30,
Caront
31,
Cat.
32.
She's Caront Trois.
You mentioned it earlier. Yeah, I was 31, 32 when I started.
That's when my body really started going on me.
I had the hip surgery during the lockout, and after a few years, all the muscles around it, I pulled every single one of them during seasons after that. Like it was,
Yeah.
oh, and then, like I said, we had the kid during the summer. I didn't work out that much. I wasn't ready for a season.
I didn't work out either.
And I got to Austria, and I was best goals against average goalie in the league without working out. So I'm like, oh, why start now? You know how it is. And then I lost a bit of my game at that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
but I had some really good time.
Yeah. Well, so were you guys ever good in Austria?
In Vienna, we were good. In Graz, team wasn't very good.
We actually had a Graz 99ers full team signed jersey up for auction a couple months ago to raise money for my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave it to you.
The equipment manager is a really good friend of mine, and Joey Martin that plays there. The two of them were with me in Cardiff and are my good buddies. But yeah, the equipment manager there is like my buddy. He used to you guys wouldn't know this, but when I got injured my last year of hockey, I became the pregame speaker for the team.
Oh yeah.
So the equipment manager.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the equipment manager used to spray paint me like different superheroes, and I'd come in and do the pregame speeches naked.
Wow.
You know, like superheroes. And so now he's the Graz 99ers equipment manager. So small world.
Okay.
So what else do we got here? So Austrian food's good, eh? Schnitzels.
Yeah, schnitzels.
You guys ever ski when you're over
not
there?
a big fan of schnitzels. I'm not.
Shut your filthy mouth.
No.
You don't like schnitzels? What?
Well, it
depends. It depends. Like the battered stuff, if it's too fried, I'm not a big fan of it.
Too crispy. Well, yeah, it's just a bad cook on it then. But you get breaded schnitzel. What do you got against it if it's cooked right? I don't even know why you're laughing. I'm getting upset.
Yeah, no.
You can put brown sauce on it. You can have cranberry sauce with it. You can have spätzle with it. You can have anything you want with it. You can have potato salad with it. Little kartoffel salad.
Kartoffel salad. Yep.
Could you guys speak any German when you were there? You guys were only there like half a season, right?
Shelby was.
Oh, and Austria was German too, though. So that's like
it was German. Yeah. But
well, everybody speaks English over there. So you're at the restaurant and you're trying to order in German, and
they're like, just speak English.
We speak English. What do you want? So you never get the chance to try.
You're right. And you're right. Until Geipe and Hammer, the guys I played with, were like, dude, you've been here 4 years. Like, speak German.
Yeah, Rosie was better than you in German.
And then everyone.
I know.
Better than, don't worry, Waldo.
Okay. Do we have anything else to talk about with Russia? I don't know. I think we're good with there, eh? We talked about it or what?
Yeah.
Is there any what was the most like I'm in Russia moment, whether it's hockey or off the ice?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
I don't know. Wasn't the first team owned by different people than, like, say, the second team, right?
Yeah, well, the first team was owned by the Cups.
Yeah, right.
MVD was it's like the former KGB. So people were always asking me like, oh, it must have been really different going to the second team because they were right in the middle of every corruption they could do. I'm like, you know what? The first team was like the worst team I've seen. Like I didn't have a valid work permit. I didn't have any of my papers. They just like, they made me a police badge. Like I was on the payroll of the police. I still have it today. I have a police badge. I'm like, yeah, Russian. So
You have a Russian police badge now.
yeah, I do.
Yes.
I do. I do.
Oh, you didn't.
These are the stories I remember when we would
Yeah.
stay up late, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah,
I just go play mini golf after practice for lunch. Been doing it for 6 years.
No, so yeah, this. So you think that first team would have been like textbook everything? Like, no, like they didn't care about anything.
Because you had the badge, you could do
What do you
whatever.
need? A work permit? Fuck that. We'll make you a police badge. Here you go.
And yeah, like,
Citizen.
did you not? You told me a story of like you get pulled over and you just show the badge, right? You'd
Yeah.
be like, "Sorry," like
I just showed a badge. I keep going. I actually got like knocked on the shoulder outside of a bar. I was taking a piss and
Was taking.
yeah, it was close to the street. Like it was. And then I was like, yeah, like police, like, what are you doing? I'm like, hold on a minute. Badge. It's like,
I'm allowed to piss here. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I'll piss wherever the hell I want. I'm the starting goalie.
hey, if you don't believe me, my goalie coach, friend, translator, driver is here with me.
He'll explain it.
Yeah.
God. But like those are the best. Like these stories are like, I tell you, it's all the different shit people do that are hockey players that go to these different countries and do different shit. It's wild stories you hear, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. So that you do that time in Russia must have been wild, but you make more money and then you guys decide to settle down, and head to Austria, make way less money and have kids.
Exactly.
Mhm. Good parents. Good job.
Yeah.
Good parent. Well, that's why we met, eh? We settled down, went to Austria and then Germany, and then we met you guys.
That's right. And that's how you, yeah. But did you not start? So you play the 2 years or 3 years in Austria or 2?
3.
Yeah, 3. I missed a full year with injury. Or I went, I started playing in January, February, but we were 3 years in Austria.
Yeah. So that's when you start learning some German too, right? Because you were pretty decent. You guys were pretty decent when you guys came to Germany. You already could do it a bit, right?
A little bit. But you know what? It's really tough because I learned a lot in Russia. My Russian is not too bad. And as soon as you mix in the German, I'm like,
you get so confused. It's like when you guys start talking French, man. You guys, French, I used to know it, and then I learned German, and then you start putting French to me. I could say a couple words in French, and then all of a sudden it'll turn right into German, and I'm like, whoa.
You know what?
It's the same thing.
When I was in Russia, I played with Reed Simpson, the tough guy that played Montreal and Chicago, and he was like, you know what? I was pretty good in French. He's like, now I learn Russian and I mix everything up. I'm like, hey man, I speak French and English, but once I learned some Russian and some German, I was like, oh, now I understand what he was saying. When you don't understand a full language, like you just keep mixing up. I'm like,
you mix up everything.
It was
Yeah.
tough.
Oh yeah. No, my German definitely took over the French, right? Like I had French and then you learned German and just kind of took over. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess you go to Germany. Well, I guess we can talk about that year a bit, eh? It was whatever. That we sucked, right? We were in the play downs or
play downs. Yeah.
I never played in any of that. That's when I had the hernia surgery and I was out and I just watched. But yeah, I guess after that, you owned a bar though or something, or restaurant.
It was before that, or in
So in between
that
Austria and
Yeah.
going to Bietigheim, there's 2 years, right, where you play in the Quebec League.
I played in the Quebec League. Yeah.
So Isabelle, you play at all during that time? Are you playing? Or are you done?
Right now?
No, like when in between Austria and Germany.
Oh no, I was still playing because in Germany I played in a men's league. So I was still playing on and off, because of the kids and stuff. So Mhm.
So Sharpie, did you not start a bar or restaurant or something?
Yeah. Yeah, we did start. It was during Rosie's.
Yeah, I
You were
just
pregnant with
I
Rosie?
was pregnant with Rosie.
So it was before in bit. One of my friends started working on it while I was still in Austria, and then we got that going a little bit, and we ended up just selling everything, and I kept playing and start coaching, and
It's hard to be fully into something when you're still playing hockey and you're not there,
Yeah.
right?
and young kids, and yeah, that's that's not a
It's not the right life when you got the 2 little kids and you're
no. That would have been completely different at 25,
yeah. Oh,
30,
yeah.
even 30, but now it's 35 almost when that happens, and like,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
that's a totally different
it
story.
was a bad timing.
Yeah. I remember us chatting about it. We used to do all sorts of stuff. I remember us going, was it be Ludwigsburg to the quiz nights? Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm,
We went to Dropkick Murphy's too in Ludwigsburg.
yeah.
Drop kick
Remember
Murphys.
that.
We did go to the drop kick Murphys.
Yeah.
Didn't you wear who was wearing no, that was Fence, I think, was wearing his
I remember Fence going,
New England Patriots jersey on.
and yeah, they were like, yeah, and then they went down to the mosh pit. You went down, right?
Yeah.
You guys really mucked it up. I was watching from where our seats were. You guys like Fence was throwing elbows. It was like he's in the corners of a hockey game. And I'm like, guys, like we have a game like tomorrow night. Like, but I think that's when I had my hernia surgery. So I couldn't go down and do the whole thing.
That's
but
right.
You guys were just mucking it up down there. I love the Dropkick Murphys, but then the bands that opened for them, they were so loud and like so hard rock. I remember at one point I walked around the concourse just to like not listen to how loud it was. Like I couldn't. The bands that warmed up for them were not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I do
But
remember that.
You know what I remember from going to Ludwigsburg? There was that Irish pub, Towers on the corner. Best fish and chip ever.
Best fish and chips ever.
That's
what everybody remembers different shit, right? I remember Christmas markets, cabinet maker, Bayfield Brewing Company.
Why?
But anyways,
It's time for refills.
Yeah, I know. We are almost done anyways, and then we can get into the after hours portion, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. But yeah, no, I remember Christmas markets. You were there for that, right? Like the Christmas
For
markets.
sure. Yeah.
They're the best. God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what else I got for you guys on the podcast here, other than we did win a championship together. I didn't play the last game, but I guess we did win the Pokal, right?
Yeah, we did.
Champions are champions forever, right?
Come for life, Waldo.
Yeah. Other than that year, like I don't know. Then you guys shut her down after that, right? So you knew you were coming to Germany just for that.
Yeah.
Like you wanted to come back, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to come back. We liked
you wanted to play again, right?
You know what? The like the living arrangements and everything in Bietigheim, I think it was the best that we have in all our career.
And where we lived in Bietigheim was an awesome place, right? And they were getting a new arena, and it's a great place to live.
we were in Austria. It was beautiful, great. We loved it. We had that the apartment closer to downtown in Vienna. It was great, but it was kind of far from the ring, far from the other guys. So every year was kind of different. But in Biddingheim, the whole setup was great. Like,
and it was right up my
Really?
alley too. That's why I loved it. It's a small town. You're 10 minutes from the rink. You're 5-10 minutes from everywhere, but you also have the big city Stuttgart there. If you want to go see the big city, you got it. But it's a small town, and it was awesome, right?
Yeah.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a sponsor for us?
No, I don't have a wine sponsor yet. Well, speaking of like drinking vodka on the rocks or whatever, is like when I drink, I kind of sip at the same speed, no matter like, because I always
Whatever you drink.
Well, yeah, I was drinking beer as a kid growing up, right? Or whatever. Like you grow up and you're drinking beers, you drink at a certain speed, and if I switch to the other stuff, she gets away from me. Yes. You know, you just sip a little too quick. Okay, hey, cheers, guys. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Do you guys got anything else before we shut her down?
Well, we miss you.
I know, I miss you guys too. You guys know how excited I was when I finally locked you down and you were coming on. Oh, gosh, it's not every day.
We talked about it a couple times.
Well, you were toying with me.
Well,
You were toying with me. I would write to you and you'd be like, oh yeah, well, Sharpie's gone doing that. And I'm like, well, yeah. And then once we locked it down, it's like every time I lock one down, my heart just starts fluttering and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to see them again. And people wonder why I do so many, you know? And it's like, well, it's because I get to see all my friends I haven't seen in so long.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Well, we're happy to see you.
It's a really good idea.
And you guys seem like you're doing well. And I guess go Victoriaville Tigres, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So who did you guys beat in the finals? Did you went to the Memorial Cup then?
No, it was canceled because COVID.
Really?
So
you won your league and then you didn't go to the Memorial Cup.
Exactly. Oh shit.
Who are the big dogs on that team? You got anybody that's going to be obviously if you're winning the Q, you got some players.
We have that kid, Bocage in Colorado. Just a pure goal scorer, like a Waldo, like a Waldo NHLer.
So he's not a second league German.
You never know. He might end up there, but Bocage.
Bocage. I haven't watched any NHL, man. I'm having a hard time with it. I like watching my friends play more than people I don't know, right? So it's
No, I'm the same. Well, we have enough game to watch, and we have all those kids to.
How could you watch NHL if you got to watch video of your own shit? Oh
no. And we have about 50 players on their list, like protected list, playing midget AAA, playing junior A.
And you gotta watch all that shit.
Well, you want to, because if you know.
Yeah, if you care and you're dedicated and you're passionate about it,
and
you want to help them all. Oh yeah.
If you want to, exactly.
That'd be exhausting. God.
Yeah, fun though. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. They pay you enough?
No, but
but you do it for the love.
It's not Russia.
No, it's not Russia. No, it's not Russia. No, we're not smashing beers and asking for the vodka, right? No, you guys always seem more like shed people to me anyways.
really happy with the shed. Yeah.
And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with the Sharpies and Wally.